Hello, I'm Ken Carpenter, and this is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. Happy Friday, March 27th, 2026. Today's signal of the day is XXI, a small cap equity trading around $6.50. Convergence step, 10 independent signals confirmed. That's the highest conviction signal BuzzPulse produced today. Here's what lit up independently. Buzz surge with a Z-score of 11.1. Momentum confirmed. Positive sentiment at 0.50. Explosive surge classification. Buzz price divergence. VIX fear contrarian signal with the VIX at 27.4. An unusual options activity. Let me explain what that means. 10 layers is extremely rare. Most signals fire with one or two confirmations. When you see 10, the algorithm is telling you this isn't noise. This is institutions positioning ahead of a move, while retail social buzz is just starting to wake up. And there's unusual options activity. Someone is positioning ahead of this move. Let's set the scene. The VIX is at 29.7 this morning, up 11% over 5 days. That's elevated fear territory, and it changes how we read today's signals. When the VIX is climbing like this, social surges carry more weight because markets are in high tension mode. Every data point gets amplified. Stock futures are pointing to modest opening losses across the board. The S&P 500 futures down 0.15%. NASDAQ 100 futures off 0.25%. Oil is higher, up nearly 2% as geopolitical tensions continue to simmer. The Wall Street Journal is highlighting private credit stress this morning. Investors are yanking money out of normally stable, opaque funds at record highs. Some will have to wait. It's hard to see if this is a brewing crisis or a blip, but when private credit shows cracks and the VIX is pushing 30, you need to be selective with your exposure. BuzzPulse is showing 13 equity names in the top 20 versus just 5 crypto assets. And the dominant narrative category across 47 of 50 ranked assets is a diffuse other, meaning this is a sentiment and momentum-driven environment rather than a catalyst-driven one. Collective sentiment across the top 20 averages just plus 0.042, barely positive, essentially flat. That tells you the crowd doesn't have conviction yet. There are no A-plus conviction setups or explosive surge alerts in this entire run. The macro undercurrent is bearish. SPY is down 1.8% in 24 hours, with social commentary explicitly calling for more downside. So today's signals need to be evaluated through that lens. Meta is the loudest signal in the room with a Z-score of 10.0 and an elevated surge classification. That means discussion volume is 10 standard deviations above its 30-day average. But here's where it gets complicated. Sentiment is negative at minus 0.17, and the dominant social thesis is a bearish price target near $118, well below current trading. That said, the options picture complicates the read. Implied volatility rank is just 3%, making options historically cheap. And unusual call activity on the 540 strike is live today with 3,300 contracts traded against 1,559 open interest. Institutions are positioning directionally. Keep in mind, Meta also carries $41 million in insider trading over the past 30 days. That doesn't invalidate the option signal, but it adds frictions to the bull case. This is a divergence setup. Social buzz and price moving in opposite directions. If Meta breaks its 24-hour decline with a decisive move higher, that divergence resolves bullishly and you'll see a follow-through. Coin is showing a Z-score of 5.4 with 12% of float sold short and the stock down 4.3% in 24 hours. Here's what makes this interesting. 12% short interest combined with a social surge in a declining name creates a potential squeeze setup if sentiment turns. Right now, commentary is framing it as a tech sector sympathy selling, but if Bitcoin stabilizes or rallies, coin becomes a high beta play on crypto sentiment with built-in squeeze pressure. Watch for any change in direction. ADA is the standout early mover candidate at Z-score 4.5 with an elevated surge tag and a concrete catalyst. Cardano's founder announced Midnight's partnership with Monument Bank for retail deposit deployment on blockchain. This is a real product narrative that could build over the next 6 to 24 hours. ADA leads the LunarCrush rankings with a Galaxy score of 65, which I'll cover in a moment, but the combination of a hard catalyst, social momentum, and altcoin rotation makes this one to watch. Now let's turn to LunarCrush Crypto Intelligence. This is independent real-time social data for crypto only, and it runs every episode. ADA leads with a Galaxy score of 65 and an alt rank of 298. Galaxy score 65 means strong community interest building. This is legitimate momentum, not speculative froth. The Midnight partnership with Monument Bank gives it fundamental legs. AVAX is second with the Galaxy score of 62 and an alt rank of 460. Same category, strong community interest building, no specific catalyst today, but the social foundation is solid. LTC rounds out the top three with a Galaxy score of 53 and an alt rank of 97. Moderate buzz, watch for catalysts. Bitcoin dominance is at 56.1%, down 3.1% in 24 hours. That's capital rotating into altcoins, which gives ADA and AVAX additional macro rotation support. One thing to watch. I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, and that's the way it is.